All right, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to pick 15 in my countdown of my 31 favorite power trio bands. That's right, 31 days of July. I'm picking my 31 favorite power trio bands. Three guys making lots of racket, lots of noise, pretty damn powerful. These bands could have been like a 4 or 5 piece at some point in time throughout their career, but for a chunk of time at least, they had three guys, and that's what they're really known for, is that power trio format. Could be bass, drums, and guitar. Could be bass, drums, and keyboards. Could be keyboards, guitar, and drums. Who knows? Whatever, right? There's lots of configurations, lots of ways you can have a powerful trio, just three guys, three instruments, regardless of what they are. So what we're going to do today, because we're going to Canada once again, and as I've done throughout a few times in this month. For some reason, Canada and power trio just seems to be synonymous. So this particular band from Ontario, Mississauga, however you guys say that, Mississauga? I don't know. It's like Mississippi, but Mississauga. I don't know. Ontario, Canada. They debuted in the mid-'70s, but they really started to really make themselves well-known the latter part of the 70s and into the early mid-'80s. I'm talking about Rick Emmett, Mike Levine, and Gil Moore. Talking about Triumph, right? Yeah, these three guys. All right, there's their Progressions of Power album. I mean, a lot of really good albums. I really like Triumph. Triumph always kind of got compared to like Rush. They're the other big Canadian trio, but to me, their music was never much like Rush at all. Early on, Triumph mixed kind of like they did like boogie style hard rock with little bits of kind of like proggy music, but for the most part, they were a hard rock band. They also got lumped in with the whole heavy metal genre, and they were really. Triumph were never a metal band to me. Never a metal band. I've been into Triumph for a long, long time. I've seen them live many, many times. Did they have some songs here and there were a little on the heavyish side? Sure. But was it ever metal? No. Just really good melodic hard rock in my view. You got the Just a Game album, which I got to open this up. I always thought this was one of my favorite gatefolds back when I had LPs, right? Always loved that. There you got the game itself, right? And look, great live pictures of the band. This is just a killer live shot right there. Okay. Rick Emmett, a terrific guitar player. Really terrific guitar player. Really good vocalist, too. He shared the vocals in this band with Gil Moore, the drummer. Gil, also a very talented singer as well. They both sounded so different from each other. Rick had the really high-pitched vocal style, sang a lot of the more melodic songs, where you had Gil Moore had more of the rocker voice, right? So a lot of the heavier, more aggressive tracks, not all of them, but a good chunk of them were sung by him. Mike Levine, steady on the bass, right? Also added keyboards occasionally to the band. So lots of really good albums. My favorite, of course, is Allied Forces, which to me is just absolute classic. And I was listening to Triumph before this album came out in 1981, but this is the album that really got me to become a big Triumph fan. I mean, this is still my favorite Triumph album. I remember the local radio station here in the Hudson Valley, WPDH 101.5 from Poughkeepsie, played the shit out of this album. We used to hear Magic Power, Allied Forces, and Say Goodbye on the radio all the time back in the day when they would actually play deep album cuts and not just singles of new albums, right? Kind of a hard concept to grasp in this day and age, right? But yeah, and they played, of course, Hold On and Lay It on the Line from this album. I think from Progressions of Power. Did I hear any of this stuff on the... I'm not sure if I heard any of these. I didn't hear anything from that album on the radio. But then, of course, the Never Surrender album, which World of Fantasy was another big song. Never Surrender, great track. The Allied Forces title track on here is just tremendous. Fight the Good Fight. That's another song that was played on the radio. So, they became more of like a big arena rock type band as they started to go on in the 80s. And, eventually Rick Emmett left, and for a spell, Phil X, who now, of course, plays with John Bon Jovi, stepped into the band for their final album. God, it seems like so long ago. And it was, without Rick, though, it's kind of not really the same. But a lot of really decent albums, a couple of really, really strong albums, a lot of great songs. And yeah, I just always really dug him. Like I said, I always loved Emmett as a guitar player, and they have other albums that I like as well, but these are kind of my favorites here. And yeah, it's just for a number of years, just Triumph was one of the kind of like must-see bands on my repertoire as I was growing up, from like, the early like 1980, 1981 through about like 85, 86. Triumph were kind of a big deal, and we look forward to going seeing them live. And again, another one of those bands, just three guys, and they're on the big stage, man. They had the big light show and the big sound, and you had the two singers and all these really great, kind of very accessible but hard rocking songs. Lots of really catchy material. Just a really, really good band. Really good band that yeah, I always really like. So that's my number 15. So they broke the top 15. I know a lot of you have been asking, Pete, when are you going to mention Triumph? It's like, well, I'm going to mention Triumph when it's their turn, right? So yeah, there you have it. So let us know what you think about Triumph in the comments below, as well as your pick for number 15. We're now, the halfway point here. So we got the 14 more to go. So as we finish up the month, finish off our favorite power trios, a lot of good ones coming up for me. I'm going to have lots to say about a lot of these coming up. So, the ones that are really, really, really special to me for like, a good chunk of my life, those are all coming up. So some of the surprises I think have already happened. So the ones that, you kind of expect are coming. So stay tuned for tomorrow morning, and visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. If you haven't already, click on that notification bell. Also hit that like button. Very important. Please do that as well. And down below, we also have the links to our Ko-Fi page and our merch page for channel donations and all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. So please go investigate that as well. And thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning with pick number 14 and my countdown of my favorite power trios of all time. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.